Yo, it's the prodigious wordsmith, the sensational scribe, artistic author of rhyme, linguistic virtuoso, masterful syllable craftsman, inspired, insightful intellectual, sophisticated storyteller. Thaydo was the name, and poetry is my specialty. So congregate here for some auditory remedy. I am Creativ The Psalmist. And shout out to Black Spot Media for having me here. You are doing a great job. We are building a community of artists, a collaboration with artists all over the city, all over the province. This is entirely something that we've needed. And so let me tell you a bit of a story about myself, where I come from, where I'm at, and where I'm going. I was born in the dusty streets. So how I got into the arts is my father, when I was just 7 years old, my father gave me homework. Because I was a naughty boy, I was getting into fights in the streets, and I was the youngest, the blackest, the fattest, and I was being bullied. I was the butt of jokes among my friends. So my father thought he found a solution. He gave me a newspaper every day to read and summarize articles that he chose. So every day I would do it. And on day 2, I already thought I was smarter than him. I told the man, hey man, I can't do your homework because of some of the words I can't understand. He closed shop, took me to the library, bought me a dictionary, made me a library card, and said, there's no more excuses. So from there, I had to just go on and on and on, do his work. And my mother was the one who would take me to the library every Saturday to get new books. I was reading 3-4 books a week. At that age, I couldn't even play with my friends anymore because of when I got from school, I had to go work. And when my dad came home, he had to help me with my homework. I think I could have done it because I was reading newspapers about political stuff. So yeah, so I started reading poetry books, Edgar Allan Poe, Shakespeare, and that shaped my love for poetry. And growing up, I became a dancer, a choreographer. I was actually very good at that. I was good. I was one of the best. Because poetry wasn't serving a purpose, because as a teenager, you want to be seen. You want to be outside. You want to be where the girls are. And so I left the poetry. And then my first heartbreak damaged me. I went back to poetry. I started journaling, not writing poetry as I used to, but it was writing. I just went back to it. And a few years later, I left the dancing and I became a fully fledged poet. I built myself up into that because I understood the power of words. These words are not just sounds. They are not just syllables put together. They are not just active nouns and verbs. It's power. And as a linguistic virtuoso, I can tell you that in Greek, the word for poetry is poesis, which means to make or to create. So that is my mission. I want to create something that is going to last forever, be recorded in the history books, so that people who come after me and after the generations that come after me will still have access to it, will still be empowered by what we leave behind. And so I built myself into this person and this brand. And then I started my own company, the Urban Psalmist Records, where I could give others opportunities to express themselves, to help them articulate what it is that they were thinking in a creative manner. And now the next step for me is building on this foundation and giving artists the platform to grow and become whatever it is that they dreamed of being. Because my father and my mother, they gave me that as a young child. So a word to artists: don't let your pride be bigger than your ability and your capacity to learn from others. I know that we have a small industry or scene in Kimberley and Northern Cape, but don't let your pride make it even smaller. Create your networks. Be part of projects that really don't need you. Just be there so that you can build relationships before you need those relationships. So thank you to the Creativ Connect for having me. I'm Thaydo. I'm out.